Hey, hope you're doing okay today. I am so excited after a long time. I'm finally ready to share my Imagine profile, my editing profile that I trained with 31,741 images. So there's a catch, like everything. With my profile, I use a really custom, purposely built, pretty important LUT embedded in my camera calibration profile. So there's a few extra steps involved. It's not that big a deal, especially once you do it once or twice, but I just wanted to show you an entire workflow, kind of beginning to end, of exactly how I use my profile. It is limited to only 50 users right now. I don't know if Imagine's ever gonna adjust that cap or what. I am only giving the actual trained profile to patrons that are currently on my workshop tier. So there's a post dedicated to that right there in the feed. Just add your email address that you use with Imagine as a comment, and I will share my profile with you. You also get a free download of my Adobe Blended preset. So you'll have everything you need to edit exactly the way that I do, using the exact trained profile that I made with Imagine. So I've got a wedding here. It's only had an AI cull so far. I haven't manually culled it, but I figure it's got enough variety of poses and lighting to just kind of roll with it. I'm gonna pick maybe just 75 to start with and see how it looks. Once I share my profile with you, you should be able to just go to AI profiles and see it there. I don't think that my adjustments carry over. So just to show you what my actual offset adjustment looks like, I just in tone, I adjusted exposure minus 0.3. So you're probably gonna have a different preference for this anyway. Definitely if you haven't seen my previous videos or seen the tutorials that Imagine themselves put out, being able to adjust your AI profile on the fly in almost real time is super useful just to get that final last bit dialed in. But here it is, called the Epic Profile. So I'm gonna go ahead and export these 75 images. So I always export to a temporary catalog on my desktop, just name it whatever. That way I don't have to open my main catalog through Imagine every single time, because it takes a little while to open because I have so many photos in my catalog. So here we go, I'm gonna create a new project, just call this, let's see, it's a wedding. Is this the one I just made? Yes. All right, we'll call this profile test edit. And then here, just make sure you select the Epic profile. Again, you're probably not gonna have the little adjustments notifier unless you go in and start making adjustments yourself, which I would wait until you do a first pass to see, if it's too bright a little bit or if it's too yellow for your taste overall, you can make those adjustments then. Profile, I always keep AI straightening on. They do a really good job with that. And then just whatever you need to sort and select. I got 75 images, upload. So the other huge advantage of creating a temporary Lightroom catalog, exported from your main one, is you don't have to close and open Lightroom. It can stay open while you send stuff to their thing. And once I get the edits back, I'll just go back to File and then import from another catalog and pull it right back in from that temporary catalog on my desktop. Okay, so I'm gonna download these edits. Here we go. Again, just to that weird named temporary catalog. And then I don't need to say open Lightroom catalog because that will just open the temporary one. I'm just going right back into my main 2023 catalog, import from another, and just go to where it is on my desktop. Boom, choose. And what's wonderful is if you want, you can save the new edits as a virtual, well, the old settings as a virtual copy and get all your new ones applied. I don't do that. I just import them and just override what's already there. But there are some more advanced features that you can look into if you've never imported and exported from catalogs before. Anyway, all you need to do is hit import. All right, so here's the catch. Because I have a custom camera calibration profile, which is called BitDepth CS, that cannot be embedded in my Imagine profile, at least not right now. Maybe they'll come up with a way. So as long as you've got my preset installed, which is attached to the post that describes all this stuff, as long as you have that installed, you should see BitDepth CS as a camera profile. And that is really what this entire thing is trained on. So it might look fine enough and good enough when you kind of scroll through, but it's probably gonna be a little too contrasty. So what I do is just select all those images, go to Quick Develop. You have to be in library mode for this. Go to Saved Preset, and then I have it saved under my favorites, but just click Imagine Gain Stage. And that's gonna blanket override all the settings except for white balance and exposure, and dial in that exact bit depth CS profile for you. So you should see everything sort of shift again between what Imagine initially gave you as an output and what the final intended look is supposed to be like. So yeah, let's just look at some of these results. Everything's already kind of rendered, so you can't see the magical sort of popping edits that that happens when things are still rendering, but there you have it. It looks pretty darn good to me. All of these do. It's just 75 images. I could do another round. Maybe I'll do that just to be very clear on what's happening here. And let me go back to the same wedding so I don't get confused. Let's go somewhere where I'm a little more variable in my brightness and darkness. Oh, this set's pretty good. And we've got some colorful leaves. Okay, so bright, dark, bright, dark. Let's just go this set, another 75 or so. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna export whatever I want edited as a catalog, demo, I'm just called dem, whatever. Save it on my desktop, include selected photos. You don't need to export negative files. Build and include smart previews, include available previews. Boom. So, and it's fine if it errors out here. It's just saying certain previews aren't rendered, but I have the raw files attached, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so let's do this all over again. Just want to, now at this stage, if I did notice or you notice that, you know, my colors are a little too cool consistently, or things are a little too bright and overexposed consistently, you'd want to probably go back into the profile here and do adjust AI profile. I'm pretty happy with the results, the way I just saw them. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing again, just so it's very clear what the whole workflow is. So edit your photos, wedding, recent one I just named dem. I'm gonna do profile, edit, test 2. I'm literally just doing this so that the workflow is super clear. Straighten, select all 76 that are in my temporary catalog, hit upload. Okay, so gonna just download these to review, saving back to that temporary catalog. Done. Let's go and import from that temporary one. Here we go. And import. Again, stay in library mode, select all these images, unless you really like the results using the camera standard one, but I typically don't. It's not the intended look for sure. Make sure you're in library mode, which is up here. Then you'll see quick develop, and then right here, you should have all your presets listed wherever you have them saved. And I just have included in this Imagine Gain Stage. And then we should start to see all of these straighten and render. That looks great. Original, too dark, brighter. Perfect. Again, these aren't culled fully. Some of these, not my favorite. Some of these are pretty good. That's it. That's really all you need to do. Whoops, not the best leaf in front of her eye there. But that's really all you need to do to apply my custom profile. Again, even if you don't end up using Imagine for your editing, you still have my preset, Imagine Gain Stage, which has my bit depth CS LUT, which is a whole separate topic, but you know, you should get really, really nice colors, especially if you shoot Nikon, because I just went through a transition back to shooting Nikon recently. I was very impressed that my preset, it needed no tweaking at all with the sensor on the Z9. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and I will be back soon. Bye, everyone.